Okay, guys, I promised you a video a while ago showing you how to go in and make your shared file that I sent you guys part of your OneDrive so that you don't always have to go back to the link I sent you. So I'm going to do my best to be able to show you how to do this. We will see how it goes. Okay. So I'm going to a link where I've had Edgar set up a shared file because we kind of had to do it different since when I go to that consultant file now, it looks differently for me because I created it. But you can go to the email link where I sent you the consultant file, share file. Go to it. It'll direct you through all your steps. You might have to log into your online 365. And it'll take you to the consultant share file. It'll look like this. The difference here is there's nothing in this file. This is just a test file that Edgar set up and shared with me so that I could show you how to get it on your OneDrive rather than going through the link. So when you go first, or not even first, every time you go to this link, if you haven't clicked on add shortcut to my files, that's what you need to do. And you'll see that it's said it's added the shortcut. What that has done, if I can find it now, it might take a while for your OneDrive to sync. But what happens when you do that, what's happening is that it's making it where it's going to appear in your OneDrive files. So by clicking that and adding it to my files like I showed you, you see here now when I go to my file explorer, and what I mean by file explorer, let's see if I can change my screen to show you what I mean by that. This little file folder down here, that's your file explorer. When you open that up, it's going to take you to your quick access. I don't ever use those. You guys should all be working out of your OneDrive, because that way you can access your stuff from anywhere. But you can see now that that's the folder that I clicked on the link. I went to the SharePoint. I clicked that add to my files, and now it's here on my folder. So once you do that with the link I sent you guys, here's my consultant file, because like I said, I created it and shared it with you. But if you click that link in the email I sent you, click on share to my files. Now, when you go to your file explorer and you go to all the folders underneath your OneDrive, you'll see here that you should have the consultant's file listed. And it'll probably have this little funny icon on it because that means it's a shared linked file. So that might be much easier for you to get to that shared folder rather than having to go to that link every time. Now, I guess I'm going to kind of just ramble on about some things that I told you guys that I would show you how to do. If you want to share a file yourself, I know a few of you have figured it out, but if you want to set it up to where you're asking your people to just store stuff in a file rather than send you emails or to share files just like we're doing, this is how you do that. So you go and hover over the OneDrive right here, and you right click, and you want to make a new folder. So you can just call it CACFPAR. We'll already have one called that. Sorry, it's jumping around. We're going to rename it CACFP reviews. I'm going to put test on it so I can remember that I'm just testing and I need to delete it later. So this is your pretend file that you're going to set up so that you can send people a shared folder, right? What I suggest you do is set up one folder, one main folder in that. And then if you double click on it, it's going to open it here. You see here now we're in the CACFP test reviews test. Then what I would do is set up multiple folders inside that one folder. And so set one up for, ABC daycare. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. And then you can right click and add a new, and 123 daycare. Label them however you want because it's yours. Oh, I'm gonna put 124, but, and so you see now we have CACFP reviews test. And within that, we've now got 2 folders. So if you want to share this with 124 daycare, or whoever it may be, you just go to that folder, right click, and click share. From here, that's kind of the tricky part because our system is set up to really only share with people within the state of Oklahoma network, but you can choose to give specific people access. So let me do that again. I've gone to the folder where I've created my reviews and I've set up my pretend daycare centers. I right clicked on the folder and I click share. Now from here, you want to click this right here. And you want to click on specific people because you're going to tell exactly who is going to have access to that. And you're going to click allow editing. This is going to allow them to save stuff to the folder. If you don't click that, you can't do anything. And that's what we experienced when we had staff meeting, when you guys were like, I can't get in there and open it. I forgot to click allow editing. So for people outside of our state network, you click specific people, allow editing, and apply. And then you just type in their email. So I'm going to send this one to my Gmail account. Okay. And it's just a message telling you like, hey, this person's outside of your organization, just to make sure you know. And then you send it. So now in my Gmail account, I'm going to get that email that you guys got when I shared the file with you. Here's mud. So we can do it for ABC daycare. And like I said, I'll just go back over that. We've made this folder underneath our OneDrive, right? By right clicking and adding new, right click, add new. And then within that, we've been adding new folders over here. You can right click and add new folders all day long. And then to share to the specific people, you right click, click on share. Remember that you want to change it to specific people, allow editing, and apply. And then you just type their email address. That's it. Now the link was sent. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you'll be able to get your consultant file over here. So that way you can just easily access it from your files rather than the link that you have to keep going back to, because I know that's frustrating. And you should be able to go in here and work on it like you normally would on any file that you have on your computer. The other thing that I was going to show you real quick, hopefully I'm still sharing the right screen. Yeah, you can see my messy desktop. So if you don't have this Microsoft OneSoft drive, I would suggest that you get that icon on there, just because it's also another easy shortcut to sometimes if you need to get to SharePoint. That's just my suggestion. And SharePoint's just the online cloud of all your stuff that you should be storing and keeping in your File Explorer and your OneDrive. So like I said, if your files that you're working out of do not show up under OneDrive, you need to make that change. And if you need help, Edgar and I can help you. If when you're going to save stuff and you're saving it under documents, that's not That's not a secure backed up way to save and work out of anything. Because if you're under this PC and documents, the only place that's going to be saved is on that laptop. So if your laptop crashes, you're losing it. Whereas if you're working under a file here, your laptop could disintegrate and you would still have all these files because they're in the online cloud, right? So the easiest way to download anything that you need, like what I just suggested here, you all should have an icon on your desktop, Semantic Software Portal. And this is just a portal that OMES has given us access to be able to go download things that we are allowed to download, because generally we are not allowed to do anything with our computers. So here you can go on here and you can see you can also download different things, different web browsers. You guys don't need to download anything about Adobe. You're good on Adobe. But here's the that's Office. Here we go, OneDrive. You can click on that, click on OK. I don't need to because I've already got it, but if you just click on that, oh, I did it wrong. Click on it, request application. And I sent out instructions a couple weeks ago. This is kind of how we had to download the Mimecast. And if you weren't able to figure that out, I'll show you that's on here too. So request the application. What that does is send a message to OMES, and then they push the application to be downloaded to your system. So it might not happen instantaneously. If you give it several minutes and you don't see anything appear, I suggest just rebooting, and generally it appears. Then here is your Mimecast. That's what I explained to you guys earlier. And when we're having those issues with our emails going to the Mimecast and being stuck there, if you'll go and download this, same way here, just request the application. It might take a little while. You might have to reboot, go back later. But what that will do, I'm going to pull up my email. Once you download that Mimecast, what's going to happen is, let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Yeah. Is it will make this little tab here appear. So it doesn't really change anything. It just gives you easier access to your Mimecast stuff that gets held up, rather than having to wait. Sometimes it'll send you an email saying you have these things on hold. So this way I can go to it once a day. I have it easily right here, and you can go here and click on hold messages, and it'll bring up this. So you'll see here all the junk that's been blocked for me in the last few days. I haven't been in here in a while. See, I even have a voicemail that's been blocked. So that person's probably irritated with me because that was from a while ago. And as you can see, some of my partner web junk still goes in here. As much as we've all tried, I know it's frustrating. Mine are hit or miss, but just go in here to it and click release message and permit domain, and hopefully eventually it'll let them come through, but it doesn't always work. But at least that's an easier way to get to it, and you can check it as often as you need rather than not knowing if there's stuff on hold. I can't think of anything else that I promised you guys that we would look at. If you have any questions, hopefully this helped you guys out with knowing how to share your files and getting those files there, to appear under your OneDrive. And like I said, if you're not working out of files that are located underneath your OneDrive, you need to make sure that you make that switch. And one of the most important things too, when you're working out of a shared file, so once you get this over here and you have it in your consultant files, it's very important that you make sure your OneDrive cloud is blue and up to date. If it's not up to date and syncing, the work that you're doing on your computer is not going to sync to the main consultant files so I can see it. So always be mindful that your cloud is blue. You don't want a white cloud or a cloud with a an X through it or whatever. So make sure that's up to date. And that's all I really have. If there's anything I missed on what I said I was going to show you guys to do, just holler at me. Hopefully that helps. Take care.